So the title of this talk is sharing data and scientific research, and I think it should not be misunderstood that data transfer and data sharing, that both are the different things. So we are talking about the data sharing data. And I think data sharing like this, as Dr. Devika was talking about the InfluentNet, I think the sharing data is a kind of library, because in traditional data sharing we had the library. Now this has been converted into the digital platform, online system. I have tried to outline the 4 or 5 lines on this. What is the data sharing? Everyone know about it. Importance of data sharing, global context of the data sharing, challenges and opportunities in India, in data sharing, government roles and policies in data sharing, scope in India and France in the field of data sharing, which is very important, because I think this platform is very important. We can exchange our ideas and to come up for some mutual benefit, a mutual platform, so that we could both the country could be beneficial in this area. Some case studies, successful case studies due to this sharing data in science, and this conclusion. So I'm skipping this because the time is short and everyone knows about the definition and what is, but I will say that what are the principles of sharing data. I think that 2-3 points are very important if we talk about the data sharing. One is the open access. Data should be free available for anyone to use with minimal barriers. So it should be made available to everyone, whether those communities or the any organizations have the resources or not. Then reusability. Data is made in the format that allows easy reanalysis, ensuring that it can be used in different contexts or by other researchers, multiple researchers. Because nowadays it is seen that data in one format is not accessible data in the other format. So data should be in that line that it is should be accessible to all the formats, so that all stakeholders or all multiple users can be benefit from this data. Then the transparency. Sharing raw data helps ensuring scientific process are open and can be verified by the others, because it's an open platform, so input from the users also can be very welcome to this data, and it can be verified automatically or periodically. So importance of data sharing in science: accelerated scientific discovery. By sharing the data in science or in any field, it always enables faster progress by building on existing research, preventing duplicated efforts. Promotes collaboration as we share the data among the wider group or wider peer group. So researchers worldwide can work together by sharing data, fostering interdisciplinary approaches, and the outcome will be more bigger than if one is doing in isolation or the individual. Enhance credibility and validation. Open data allows for peer review and validation of research finding, because it is in the open platform. However, the most of the data are not editable, but some data are available, so peer can give their opinion also, so that data quantity or quality of data is always enhanced. Transparency and accountability makes research more reproducible and verifiable, because if we are doing together, so more minds are working together, so more insight came in the data and more input can be reproduced. Cross-disciplinary innovation. It opens doors for new solution and application in different fields. Then it also improves the quality of the research, and policymaker can get the input online, and they can access the comprehensive data for evidence-based decision on science, health or technological development or technological upliftment. Then what are the global initiatives taken by in this area, data sharing? Open science movement, everyone know about it. It is due to that data sharing, the open science movement has been started or initiated. So international government like the open science platform, as Dr. Marin and Madam Alka was citing, global transparency and openness in research has been come out through this data sharing and sharing of data, and international data repository. There are so many large number of data repositories in the world. I will just name 2 or 3 which are very popular and everyone knows about it. Global repositories such as Gene Bank, because we know the Gene Bank database is a very wide data, and I think the most of the country have been benefited through this database. Then RIDE, research data, it is a research data, an international open access repository for research data, and the PANGA data portal, This data is dedicated to earth sciences and environmental, etc. Provide support for research data management as well as long-term data archiving and publications. Ensure that data is accessible to all. And CSIR-NIScPR has a very strong database of, we have 15 research journals, and all the 15 research journals are accessible across the country, across the world, without any fees. And we are providing platinum access, so it's a very huge data set we are providing to the research community, students and all the policymakers. And I think yesterday Dr. Mukesh has also discussed about this One Nation, One Subscription. It's a very large data. I think it contains more than 63,000 or 100 research journals, around 13,000 journals. Under this One Nation, One Subscription we have. And it has reached about more than 6,000 government, scientific and research organizations. This is the first phase, and I think on the next phase we are trying to reach database to the rural areas and small town areas, so that all benefit researcher could be benefited from the data set. Then, as Dr. Marin was talking about this fair, so the principle, this open data, sharing of data works some basic requirement, findable, accessible, interoperable and reusable. So these principles are widely adopted across the world, across the government and across the department, to enhance the effectiveness of the global data sharing by ensuring data is well documented and easy to use across the system, across the users, whether it is multiple users or the many users. And then visual diagrams or icons showing the FAIR principle and major international data repositories. So these are some initiatives taken by all the governments or globally, and these data is very important, and everyone, I think each of one are benefiting all these efforts. What are the emerging challenges in data sharing? You know that privacy is concerned is very important, as our earlier speaker talked about this data privacy, because protecting sensitive data and information, especially in medical and personal data, is very important, as in our Aadhaar-enabled technologies and this voter ID card. And this, because India has a very large data of this Aadhaar, I think everyone knows about it. This database has each and every citizen's data in this Aadhaar portal. So it is very sensitive. And of course, the financial data is very sensitive, in individual data and financial data. Data quality and standardization, ensuring the data is accurate, consistent and in usable formats. So data should be in the usable format. It is a very difficult job and very mammoth task. Intellectual property issues. Basically, intellectual property issues are very, very important in the open sharing of data, because it has some loss, although of the individuals as well as for the countries also. Because if the all are taking benefit of this, and it might be happen that by using the data or user of data are not citing the data or not acknowledging data, and some sensitive information he or she can, or any organization or department can take from this data and can this circulate, because the sensitive data is very, very crucial these days. Ethical concern also there, how to balance open data sharing with issues of fairness and consent, because nowadays in this area of social media, we can see how the data can be manipulated and can be transmitted to other organizations or some other. Legal and regulatory barriers are very tough, because it is very difficult to comply with the country's rules and regulations about because this is the open data, and no one is have the right that anyone can take any data and can misuse it. So it can also tarnish the image of the individual, also institutions also, and the countries also, if it is circulated in a very badly intention. So, and then some technical challenges are also before this sharing of data infrastructure, because the data size is very large. So how to manage the infrastructure for this data, sharing of data or data portal? So lack of standardization system for storing, sharing and accessible large data sets are very, very, very difficult. Resources are very difficult, particularly those are the low income group countries. For them, managing and controlling this data set or portals are very difficult. Interoperability, difficulty in integrating data, because as I earlier said, and our earlier speaker also said, the integrity of this integrity of data is very, very difficult because there are so many different formats, so it is not easy to give the seamless access to this data. And that data security, ensuring that shared data is protected against the breaches and misuse, financial constraints for low-income countries, as Dr. Vedika said there and Dr. Marine also said, the sensitivity and the security of data is very important. So opportunities in sharing data in science, building open science platform. So we can get an opportunity, we can get a large team to develop or to construct a digital platform. Creation of repositories and platform for public data. Example, Open Array. I think our French colleagues are very much aware about this. A pan-European research information system which provides services to find, store, link and analysis research output from all disciplines. Then Genedo, it is a multidisciplinary open repository maintained by CERN. And core data, I think it is from Africa, and our, as Dr. Alka Misra said, this data.gov.in, MyGov. Is a very important and very large group of data is there, platform for digital repository. Cross-sector innovation data sharing can enable new solutions in various fields such as medicine, as we saw in the last time in the COVID period. How important was the co-sharing of data and sharing of data. Then big data analytics and AI, so we can improve data sharing, can help train better models and algorithms to make it faster and to make it easy to use. Then government and policy advancements, government can use open data to make informed decision and promote accountability, because the accountability is a very important such type of open data and sharing of data, whether it is science related data or whether from other field, whether it is financial or personal data. So overcoming of the challenge, because we are facing many challenges and we are having many benefits of this sharing of data, but there are some challenges also. So how can we overcome from these challenges? So developing common standard. So there should be a mechanism that we could produce and we could develop a common procedure, adoption of universal data formats like Unikey, etc. And metadata standards. Legal and policy framework should be lie in that sense that it should incorporate aspirations of the concern and all the countries or department, etc. Then improving education and training. I think those who are the user, some training, they need some training and education, etc. How the data should be used and how it should be transmitted. And then promoting trust. The creating incentives for researchers to share data and collaborating with organizations that can enforce good practices in the area of sharing of data. So government's role and policy in data sharing, what should be? The role of government should be policy for open data, encourage public funding agencies to require data, open data policies, because it is assumed that the government owned or government controlled platform can be less misused. So government should take maximum attention toward this open data set and open data sharing. Then collaboration between government, universities and private sector, bridging gaps. We should bridge the gap. We should analyze what may be the wrong things and what can be used, measure misuses, and we should bridge the gap by mutual consultations between the private, government or stakeholders to ensure broad and inclusive data sharing. Regulation and legislations, what we can do, what government can do. Government establish laws and regulations that ensure data is shared responsibly and ethically, as GDPR, General Data Repository Regulation Act in, I think it is France. Yes, yeah, you are. European Union aimed at the safeguarding the data and privacy of EU residents, CCPA, California Consumer Protection Act. So the policy should be like this. This should be universal and should not affect the interest, or it should not be confronted with other stakeholders. Data standard and frameworks. Government set standard for data formats, metadata and interoperability. Open Data Initiative, as earlier in the morning we all discussed. Ensuring that data is easily accessible and usable across different sectors, and encouraging open data initiative. Government often lead to example in promoting open government data, like data.gov.in, US data .gov.uk in UK, data.gov in France, as Dr. Marine just now discussed about it, and in Indian case, OGDA, mygov.net is the very important data set to support public access to non-sensitive data sets while protecting sensitive information. So these are some measures which can be taken against the misuse of the sharing of data in science. So what India and France can do, which is I think meant for this meeting, is we have here. So there are several programs are running jointly from India side and France side also. So current program we are working on this collaboration through agencies like ISRO, Indian Research and CNES, joint satellite mission, megatropics, and megatropic is a very important data type or collaboration or network, is an Indo-French joint satellite mission for studying the water cycle and energy exchange in the tropics. Then health sciences, we have collaboration with France in Flimen. It is very important and very effective data set. We are also working in the climate change and biodiversity, etc. So what can be the potential area of sharing of data between France and India? I think we can enhance the, as we are doing in the current present, enhance exchange of data on air quality, because air quality and pollution is very, very important in our country, particularly in the developing countries. We can come together and do better things. Then temperature, rainfall, and carbon emission, which is also second important after this air quality. For climate modeling, use of shared data to improve disaster preparedness management, because we have seen that nowadays recently so many natural disaster has occurred. So we can come together and do some concrete proposal or mechanism. Then space and astronomy, sharing satellite integrated imagery and data of Earth observatory, agriculture, monitoring, and urban development studies, joint data repository for space research can be a very important and promising area of this collaboration. Then future scope, prospectus for India-France scientific data sharing, expanding cross-sector collaboration, which is very important, and I think we can do this. Joint funding opportunities, we can think, we can explore possibilities for joint funding opportunities, and I think CEFIPRA from France side is a better opportunity for us also, because it also fund. And Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya did a very big project under this CEFIPRA, and its report was very appreciated from the French partner also and in our ministries also. Global leadership in data science, so India and France have the capacity and capability. We can come together and can become the global leaders in promoting open science and data sharing by setting example in the collaborative research. We can enhance our research network and collaboration. And health and epidemic data. Lately we have seen that the collaborative epidemic data for better understanding and responsible to disease like COVID or corona, sharing of data is very important, like this disease or problem. So case studies, sharing of data also have some disadvantage also, but the advantage is also there. And I have only 2-3 successful stories, but there are so many. Human Genome Project. The Human Genome Project is very important and very classic example of sharing of data in the area of science, because data sharing of 20 institutions and laboratories were working worldwide under this project. CSIR one of them was. For key achievement, impact, revolutionized genomics, leading to improvement in disease diagnosis, drug development, and gene therapy, etc. And lately COVID. And the result of this sharing of data in COVID period, the impact was the quickest vaccine development in the history, because development of vaccine take a very long time, but in the corona period, all of us are the witness that it is developed in a very short time, and it became due to the collective efforts by all the scientists and researchers of the globe. Then conclusions, I have 2-3 points. Data sharing is essential for advancing scientific research and innovation. India and France have a strong foundation for collaboration in various fields of science. Overcoming challenges such as privacy, security, and infrastructure can lead to enhanced data sharing, not in between India and France, but across the world. And we can have 1 or 2 action, encourage policymakers, researchers, and institutions to prioritize data sharing in their collaboration strategies, and explore new avenues for data exchange to address global challenges. Thank you.
Long live India and France friendship.